Welcome, welcome, and thank you. Welcome in to another EBX discussion. Salute my soldiers and soldierettes, and I honor thy ancestors and anyone in our families that we held dear. May they rest in peace and in power, and may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And I honor thy mother, and I honor thy father, and I honor thy sister, and I honor thy brother. And thank those, again, new subscribers, those that's been commenting. Thank you for interacting. Appreciate it. Let's keep this energy going. And I just wanted to speak a little bit about appreciating our family. Appreciate our family. Sift through the bad things. Some things, let it go. Because, it's getting serious in these times, And sometimes we got to come out of the depth of the water. Because I always say, in this life, when we analyze and break things down, we got to be deeper than the ocean. But sometimes we got to come up and get a little air sometimes. And, get out of that deep state, We always got, that's what that balance is, have fun, enjoy our family. We'll never get off point because most of us that are on a high vibration, we've studied our experiences so much and things around us, we'll never get off point. So, but sometimes some things we can tend to do, we forget those natural human things, like just having fun, just laughing and, just enjoying life. And, and I was sitting back in this podcast here, what's on my banner, those are my cousins and the children that are sitting at that table right there. And, I'm smiling now. And I was sitting there and I was just thinking of the generations that's before us. There was a lot of children there. My mom was there and, I was just appreciating the moment. My son was there and some of my older cousins and, my cousins' children, they're soldiers, I was just looking around at all the beautiful people, that's a part of me, little ones, middle ones, and the older ones. And some of my younger cousins that were little and some of the ones that maybe were sitting at that table, I don't see them a lot. So, but what's beautiful, brothers and sisters, is that they still remembered me, even though I'm not around them all the time. I be working and stuff, and I've been working in that area, trying to get up off my tail and interact and, and be with my family and, but I always keep my family, always keep a family spirit. Y'all hear, I hadn't said that in a while. Always keep a family spirit, no matter what, even when we're by ourselves, and, and do spend time with our family when we can. It's really, it is important, brothers and sisters. It's more than just saying it. Don't let nothing stop that connection with the family as much as we can through our ups and downs. And at the end of the day, we still family. We work through those challenges, because, that's why I always say at the beginning of my podcast, remember those we held dear and, and may they rest in peace and power. That's why I always say that. That's why I honor my ancestors, and it's not about saying that our ancestors are gone, because they're not gone. Their spirit is still alive. So when I say that, it's not in past tense. It means the present. I honor thy ancestors' spirit in the present, because their spirit, one's spirit never dies, especially if you have a strong connection with them. Spirit never dies, just the body, or not die, transition, as I learned from a teacher. It's beautiful when you listen, if you're listening to the right things. You gotta be careful what we listen to. And that's why I just wanted to talk about this. And like I said, I was sitting there looking at the beautiful children at the table. That's a part of me. My family's still a part of me. Even though we move away and we do different things and maybe our level of education is different or how we think is different, fuck all that. At the end of the day, we're still family, and you show that love, and it's great. We always got to think about the energy that we're putting out, brothers and sisters. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I do everything right. But as I always say, a lot of us have been in a lower state in our lives. I ain't gonna get too much into that, because I do say that a lot, but it just centers me. So if you hear me say that from time to time, that's my centering mechanism. Or when I say, be thankful that we're not where we used to be. Might not be where we want to be, but we are where we used to be. You'll hear me say that sometimes. That's my centering mechanism. It keeps me centered. I say this to myself, even when I'm off the mic or off camera or whatever. It's just something I say from time to time, and it just centers me. So, you don't have to, we take advice from one another and suggestions, and, come up with our own ways too. Whatever ways we can find, brothers and sisters. Anything we can find that's powerful, that keeps us centered and keeps us stable, hold on to it. If it's something righteous, if you finally got a hold of something that keeps you stable when you're entering in situations or thinking about something, hold on to it. Because, not a lot of us have that ability. It's more challenging for some than others. So if you have got to that state where you're able to deflect wrong feelings and impulses, man, please, you learn nothing else from me. Hold on to those little special powers that we do get, that we do have. Because it's a privilege, it's an honor to be able to get thoughts and work them out, and and just think about things before we jump off an impulse. Like I said, it's not easy to do that, and not a lot of us are able to do that. So just appreciate if we are, appreciate it. Love our families, and just share. And we don't always have to be teaching our family or saying, oh, you should do this or you should do that. Just show that energy that we have developed, brother or sister, that we have developed over the years, and the spiritual education and, the divine things we get downloaded to our spirit. When we do get around our family members that, maybe not think the way we do, we don't think about that. That same energy we give into our speaking is the same energy we give to our families. We show that love, that compassion, and that depth of love to our family, no matter what. It's great. It's a great thing when you can just be the bigger person, and not take things personal. Life is blissful that way, amongst the challenges and the hurdles we jump along the way, and my mom, she said a very, very wonderful, impactful prayer right before we ate and everything. And I love when she do that. And she had all of us touch our hands and put our hands in a circle. I tell you, my mom's a leader. We've been through our ups and downs, but overall, my mom is a leader. That's where I get my spirit from. Because we all are leaders. We just got to develop it. We all are, we all can be teachers, just keep living life. Like my grandmother say, you hear me say that from time to time. Just keep living, you'll know if you're a leader or not. So, my mom always have been a leader in situations, and I'm sure she's worked hard to develop that too. And so I get my spirit from that, and my dad, amongst his challenges. But he was a leader in his life also. And he was spiritual, when he wasn't in challenges, and he was stable. He led a pretty spiritual life, sometimes things happen to us that we don't expect, and it changes the course in our lives, and I kind of think that's what happened in my dad's life, a certain, I won't say who, but a certain person that was in his life, transitioned in his life. And I think that might have kind of had an impact on him. And I think that's when a certain behavior in him started to develop. And, but he still maintained, he still worked a job, he still took care of his family, he did things for me, when I needed it, and I always extract the good things, because we all go through challenges. So this is about appreciating our family. So I was just saying all that to say that's where I get my spirit from, my mom and my dad. But my mom is the true leader. She's the true leader, and she shows it. And like I said, we've had our differences and ups and downs, but we still speak to this day. And a lot of times it's because I stepped up and I was, it's not up to, because she's done her job. She's raised me, so I have to be the bigger person. That's my responsibility. That's my mom. And as I heard a content creator say, we don't know how, we don't like talking about transitioning and stuff, but we just never know. I ain't gonna get too much into that though. So, but just go to that higher force, whatever we meditate in, whatever we pray to, wholeheartedly call down protection, however we do it. Call down protection over our families, over ourselves, those that we're connected to, whether it's online, outside the line. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious, because real things are happening outside this social media. And that's something we got to stay connected to, my brothers and sisters. Stay connected to reality. Stay, do what we can do, speaking on our podcasts and stuff. And, because I always say there are those that might be kind of busy sometimes and sometimes might need a little enlightenment and a little uplifting. You might happen to just get on social media, during a busy moment and, just happen to see someone, and not just me, anybody, because I've done this, just happen to scroll or see something like, oh, and sometimes brothers and sisters can be so powerful. The title alone will uplift you, and that's beautiful, because I've come across a lot of brothers and sisters. The title, you look at the title and be like, whoa, that's dope, and you still click in, but that's powerful, and it's like I said, salute. It's a lot of powerful brothers and sisters, man, within my family. Like I said, my mom, some of my cousins, female and male. We all have a little something. And like I said, my mom gave a wonderful prayer, and I have another cousin, and she's always talking spiritual, and talking about God, and God is working good, and I love that. And it's strong conviction in her voice. She's strong with it, and and I like that. And I've watched her develop her spiritual strength over the years, because she's overcome a lot with a lot of my family. Like my other cousin that has kids. We have, man, I got some fighters in my family, real talk, and a lot of good fighters, and that's why we are the stable family that we are, through our ups and downs and our challenges we've had in the past. That's one thing my mom said in that prayer. We can't change the past. Don't let the past guide our present. Make the best of our present, and we have a greater future all day, every day. And that's not just saying it. If you've experienced life long enough, you've been on this planet, in this world, in this universe long enough, the greater things you put out will what? I ain't even got to say it. I've said that so many times. Those should know the answer. So if you don't know in this day and age, and you are a strong, healthy adult, and don't realize that the great things and appreciation that you give out will always come back. If you don't realize that, I truly hope you finally do one day, because until we connect with ourselves, and it's not even just a deep spiritual thing. Just do the right thing, and right things will come. It's that simple. We don't have to make it complicated and make it seem like this deep thing. Just do the right thing. And when you do the right thing, what happens, ladies and gentlemen? Good things will come about. And that's what will bring about righteous results. Because once you get that result, you'll start having solutions. And once you start having solutions leads to action, righteous action. And once you make that one righteous action, whether it's connecting with family, children, those we connected to, whether outside, online or online, or in the world in general, not just online. But, I be on social media too. So, but it just depends on who you're connected to. I always say that, So that's why, and you have to limit yourself on social media, of course, but most of those I'm speaking to, and those we already know that that's not even an issue with us. That's for those that's just living for social media, But like I said, we got a lot of like-minded soldiers and soldierettes out there. Salute. It's a great thing, I love feeling great energy within my family, and I'll say online family. I got two families. I got my biological family, and I got my online family. I heard a brother say that, and I've even heard some sisters say this. You know, we are no longer friends. We are family. I think friends are obsolete. We need family. Real spiritual connected family. And that's real talk. And I love listening, like to my mom and my uncles, and taking in things from my cousins, and cuz you can get a little something from everywhere. You just have to be open and ready to receive. Like I said, I got one cousin, she's a little older. She's around my age. Very spiritual. Man, hearing her talk, man, cuz I haven't, cuz like I said, I don't see my cousins all the time. So, no, when you haven't seen family members for a while, and you do, and you see how powerful they've become, how much they've evolved. And, my older cousins and my younger cousins, really have evolved. And it's beautiful, man. And I'm so glad that I spent time with my family. And I'm going to do a lot more of that. And so that's why I had this on my banner. And, I say again, just appreciate our family when we can, and appreciate our children. And, I always keep my children, my biological children, I always keep in my spirit. I never forget about my children. And my 7-year-old sons, his siblings on his side, they're all my children, and I will always be the best of myself to everyone that I'm connected with, like I said, in my family, outside of my family, even if we haven't talked in a while. If you mean something to me, I will always keep that spiritual connection with you. And I always will salute you on in the great things that you do, whether it's brother or sister, in my family, outside of my family, in all of your endeavors. And may you always prosper, and may your family prosper. See, this kind of energy is what we need. It's not about being perfect or being the best speaker. It's just giving love and exuding that great energy that we all need and we all love, and it's a great thing. So I gotta reiterate. When I was sitting and looking at them children sitting at that table, I was just joy came over me. And I was like, I gotta talk about this, And, just to kind of look at my banner, just look at those children. Those are all my little cousins. And, my son was there. A lot of other people were there. And I actually had a video I was going to upload. It was only like a minute and a half that I was going to upload of us with me, with my family and everybody. But I guess the music that was in the background, the music I had was copyright or something, so I couldn't upload it. So I said I'll just do a podcast and I'll talk about it because I thought it was worth sharing, And I really do appreciate those that take the time to listen, because you could have been doing anything in your life. And it'll always be a place in my heart that for those that helped me along the way, my mom and people in my family that I have got enlightened from, and, just make me think a different way, because I'm always looking to always, rise to a better level, always striving to do greater and better, and just pass that energy on to those that we connected to. It's a great thing. And once we connected to our great, great divine, we'll always be connected to the righteous things. And those that are connected to us, they will feel our power, and they will have it too. And it will just keep going on, like I said, from generation to generation. And we can keep this impactful spirit going, brothers and sisters. We are getting powerful. I don't know if y'all notice out there, my reachers and teachers, salute. Do y'all see how powerful we're getting? I can see the shift. Things are changing, and I'm glad. It's an honor to be one of those that have met brothers and sisters along the way, whether in the world, and new things I found in my family I see, and brothers and sisters that has helped me online. I will always mention that. We got to appreciate our content, our real content creators out here. A lot of them are putting in a lot of work, a lot of not blood, but a lot of sweat, a lot of thought, we don't just, speakers don't just get on here and speak. A lot of us study and meditate. We think about what we want to say before we get on, you know. So and you know, once we learn, once we, because me speaking, doing this, I have really learned so much, brothers and sisters. You know, listening to other brothers and sisters speak, and you know, analyzing myself, and man, it's just, after a while, it just becomes natural, and you know, and it becomes a part of you, because you really do become a brother or a sister that wants to see those grow, because it keeps your, once you are reaching out and touching to those that you are connected to, it would just make your life that much better. You know, if, I mean, just think if I was like, oh man, and I was all bitter, do you think people will want to listen to me? No. So that's why it's just important to just be as great as we possibly can. And again, brothers and sisters, appreciate our family, you know, as much as we can. You know, if you have those you're having a challenge with, keep love in your heart for them too. You know, love them from a distance, you know, unless they're, I don't know, a threat to your life or something, you know, they'll punish themselves. Like I said on maybe a podcast ago, those that do have wrong things in their heart, you know, and not being real with themselves or others, it's a sad state of affairs, but the universe is going to draw it out. So again, just be right, just be righteous, just do the right thing to begin with. It's just that simple. It's not rocket science, doing the right thing. And one impactful, righteous thing we can do, brothers and sisters, appreciate our family as much as we can. And that's my thought. That's my real thought. That's my positive thought. And I thank those that came in to another EBX discussion. Salute to the reachers and teachers that's doing their thing. May you be prosperous. Everything you touch, turn to gold. Salute. And I give honor to your family and, of course, my family. One love forever. And I give honor to my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now, and have a great, great, strong one.